anybody here for it.
Dominic gave the proclamation. Was that who would be?
Are we live? Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us this evening. Before we get started with our meeting, we have a proclamation that I'll be reading. I'm Councilor Denise Rumbold. I'll be sitting in the chair this evening as our Mayor Pomeroy is out of town and joining us by telephone. Unfortunately, Deputy Mayor Compton Hobbs had an unforeseen event and she will not be attending this evening. Councilor Williams will also be joining us by telephone. So we have a few people present in the gallery this evening, and that's great to see. So we'll read this proclamation, and this is in regards to Recreation NL. Whereas the community of Happy Valley-Goose Bay recognizes that recreation enhances quality of life, active living, and lifelong learning, helps people to live happier and longer, develop creativity, and builds healthy bodies and positive lifestyles. And whereas recreation provides opportunities for personal growth and development for people of all abilities and can be especially helpful to people living with disabilities. And whereas our parks, open spaces, and trails ensure ecological sustainability, provide space to enjoy nature, helps maintain clean air and water, and preserve plant and animal wildlife. And whereas recreation is an important contributor to community economic development, which creates jobs, fosters tourism, and makes communities more attractive places in which to live, learn, work, and play. Therefore, the community of Happy Valley-Goose Bay does hereby proclaim the month of June to be Recreation Month. Signed this 26th day of May by myself on behalf of Mayor Bert Pomeroy for the community of Happy Valley-Goose Bay. And with that being the only proclamation that we have for this evening, I'd like to request that we get an adoption of the agenda for the 15th meeting of the town. So moved by Councilor Dyson. Second by Councilor Winters. All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Those on? Okay, motion passed unanimous. So we do have one delegation. Is it one CAO or is it two? One, are they presenting together? One, okay. So we have one delegation this evening. And before they get started, I will just read our delegate statement and policy. So on the fourth Tuesday of each month, during our regularly scheduled council meeting, the council chambers gallery is open to the public, and resident engagement and participation in the form of delegations is encouraged. In order to register as a delegate, delegates must notify the chief administrative officer or their designate of their intention at least 24 hours before the meeting by providing their name, contact information, and a brief synopsis of the issue or concern they wish to raise. Delegates may speak to one topic only per meeting and may appear only before council once on the same subject. Delegations have 10 minutes to present their concerns, with written requests for detailed matters encouraged. Following the presentation, the mayor or his designate and council members may ask questions or make comments on the information presented, but will not engage in debate. No delegations will be considered on topics such as human resources, labor relations, legal matters, or any topic that is not within the legislative authority of the municipality. The 14th Council respects our constituents' rights to present their issues and concerns in accordance with policies A0018, A0041, and A0043. The town of Happy Valley-Goose Bay operates a respectful workplace, and all presenters and members of the public are reminded that any abusive or threatening behavior toward town's employees or council will result in removal from the premises. Thank you very much and welcome to our meeting. So you may approach the podium when you're ready. Little drink of water first. Okay, for the benefit of our viewers, our listeners, our presenter this evening is Ms. Holly Callahan.
Good evening. My name is Holly Callahan, and I would like to thank you for the opportunity to speak this evening. I will be speaking on behalf of a discretionary land application for the construction of a fourplex on 41 Montagna Street. This is our second application for the construction of the fourplex, as we have made some revisions to the original application. During the meeting of the whole in March, our original discretionary application and drawing was provided to the councillors, and there were some concerns, and I'd like to take a minute to address. The sketch that was included in the submission of application 1 appeared to be not favorable to some, even though the same design exists on numerous streets within our town. However, we were more than willing to work with the town in considering their suggestions, so we went back to the drawing board, we hired a consultant, and we redesigned the fourplex. The revised drawing, included in the councillors' packages and uploaded to Facebook, clearly shows our willingness to work with the town. The proposed drawing has now been designed to maintain a residential streetscape character, front-facing entrances, residential roof lines, and exterior appearance with defined parking areas. This is not a two-story unit, and it's not one that's going to tower over housing in the surrounding area. This property is located within the zoning of low-density residential, and we are not requesting a rezoning, as these developments within neighborhoods come under the discretionary land use application process. A concern over increased traffic that a fourplex would cause was raised in the meeting as a whole in March by Deputy Mayor Hobbs, along with a statement that a fourplex doesn't fit. I was a little confused and concerned over that statement based on the following. Montagna Street currently contains single-dwelling homes, a duplex, a sixplex, and homes rented to agencies for at-risk youth and families. This street appears to fully support residents of all walks of life. They make it fit for both young and seniors, as so does our community. In reference to Deputy Mayor Compton Hobbs' concern over the increased traffic concern that a fourplex would bring to that street, I hope that the traffic concern for the residents of Oliver, Morris, and Hope, when the organization started to build 10-plex units to date, consisting of 48 apartments in that area, which was originally single-dwelling homes. If a fourplex will result in an increased traffic concern, then I would think that 48 apartments would certainly have a greater traffic concern for residents of that area, to include the residents of Palliser. In the meeting as a whole, Councillor Dyson stated that being born and raised here, the residents, mainly seniors, wouldn't want this, and that she felt there would be a lot of opposition. We as well have been born and raised in this community, and we certainly didn't assume what the people would want or not want. And that is why we took the time to speak to the residents of Montagnas, as we felt this development directly affected those residents. We provided the town with the results of Canvas 1, which stated that 67 residents of the street were in favor. 46 out of the 49 properties were visited and in favor. Councillor Dyson did also explain in the last council meeting that under the Municipalities Act, everyone within the municipality has a right to have an opinion on what they want and what they don't want within the municipality. It's not just the street. We were so thankful that she brought this to our attention, and it was further explained by Councillor Rumbold. Having this information now in hand, this allowed us to broaden our canvas to number 2, to include residents living on over 48 streets within our municipality, with a result of 404 additional signatures for a total of 471 residents in our municipality who are in favor of this fourplex development for Montagnas. In trying to be transparent in the first canvas, in the original application, I listed some concerns that were provided to us from residents of Montagnas and what our intent as landlords would be. I do apologize to Councillor Williams, as she stated in the meeting that such information should not be included. Again, I apologize. I was not aware that I couldn't or shouldn't provide that information. There was some discussion as well at the last meeting in which I presented on whether or not Councillor Odell's property was adjacent to this property in question. In reviewing the meeting online, It was clear that it didn't seem that he had the opportunity to ask the question directed to him by Councillor Rumbold. I've included in the package a Google map which confirms Councillor O'Dell does not adjoin or share a common boundary within this property. Mr. O'Dell does live in the neighborhood, but he lives on a different street and on a different side of the property in question. For those of you who may be new to Happy Valley-Goose Bay or unaware, Plex units, they're not new and they're certainly not uncommon in our town. They currently exist in our current neighborhoods on over 16 streets with approvals from past councils and current. This 4-unit development can have the potential to improve this property and contribute positively to neighborhoods within our municipality. The proposed 4-plex building has the potential to provide meaningful benefits to the community, including increased economic activity. In the package before councillors this evening, we have stated that this 4-plex will be a new construction, compliant of all building codes and permits determined by the town and adhered to. Apartment units will increase housing to the town of Happy Valley-Goose Bay, which aligns directly with the commitment of the town's media release of March 13th. It states the town will continue working to ensure the community is ready for increased activity at 5 Wing, including advocating for housing, municipal infrastructure, workforce development, and support for local businesses. In this package tonight, councillors will also see support letters from MP Philip Earle, the Labrador North Chamber of Commerce, MHA Keith Russell, Royal LePage Turner Realty, Stanley Oliver, and various letters from local businesses and residents. The common theme of those letters are lack of available housing has created barriers for workforce attraction and retention, causing increased pressure on existing rental markets, making it difficult for residents to find suitable accommodations. Proposed housing developments to include Plex developments represents important investment in the future of our town. Plex developments represent a practical step towards addressing the housing crisis of Happy Valley-Goose Bay. Developments of this nature, when properly planned, contribute to strengthening infrastructure and enhancing the overall appeal and functionality of this municipality. As a community, we often acknowledge the need for additional housing, yet meaningful progress requires a willingness to consider reasonable development opportunities when they arise. Addressing housing challenges requires balanced decision-making and community support for practical solutions. We have seen significant progress being made to our town to various housing projects for seniors, youth at risk, and the homeless shelter. However, housing shortages still remain and we are still in a crisis. And this will only become worse when these new developments that are on the horizon land at our doorstep. I feel that this discretionary land application package contains the support of the community, the willingness to work with the town, and an opportunity to revitalize that property, making it more appealing to the residents of Montagnes. In voting on this application this evening, I would like you all to consider the following. Is our town in a housing crisis, and can such developments help? Does this application have support from the residents within the municipality? Does this application show a willingness to work with the town in the redesign of this unit? Will this newly built added value to this existing property benefit the streets around them? Again, I thank you for your time and for your commitment to the residents of Happy Valley-Goose Bay. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Callahan. You're a wonderful example of coming in right at the 10-minute mark. I was just about to let you know. So thank you for your presentation this evening. We appreciate any delegates that come to visit us in council chambers. Our next agenda item this evening is our correspondence.
Excuse me.
Oh,
I asked to speak at this here meeting.
okay. I'm going to check with the CAO and see if you have registered as a delegate, Mr. Saunders.
You check with CEO.
Just
I spoke to you at the last meeting. I spoke to the mayor. I also spoke to
mayor told you to register.
I'm sorry? The mayor knows it. Everyone at this table knows it. I spoke and told you I will be here.
Still has.
I said I would be, yes, I will. I agree with you there 1,000%. I said I will be here making the presentation. Now, Mr. Mayor, are you online, sir?
Mayor Pomeroy?
Probably can't hear from back there.
I'm not sure if you can hear us in council chambers. We have a citizen. Yep, Mr. Saunders is in our chambers, and we're just having a discussion on whether or not you were under the impression that he was registered as a delegate for this meeting.
No, he had indicated to me that he was going to become a delegate, but I'm not sure if he registered or not. I guess it would be at council's discretion if they want to allow it, but I think its policy is pretty clear.
So yeah, I have to apologize, Mr. Saunders. What the purpose of registering is, and not just for your benefit, but for anybody listening, we have people register so that we have advance notice of the topic that they're going to be speaking of, and so that the staff has the opportunity to add it to our agenda. Can I ask what your topic was this evening?
Basically, the council in whole general safety, how this town council has been run over the last 10, 15 years, and you're a newly elected town council. And I wanted to address it. If I can't address it, that'll be okay. I'll address it next month. But in the meantime, I'm going to ask the deputy mayor, or the Nadine, she's with the town council under Chris Tibbett, municipal affairs. If we make a presentation, asked to attend to a meeting, and you're telling me I got to register? I told everyone here at this meeting. It was behind closed doors. There was no cameras. I will be here to make a presentation. Or do you want to say, here, senior citizen, go away, come back next month? Someone that was born and raised here, that
So, Mr.
my
Saunders,
just
still have
if I just may,
yeah, go right ahead. Yeah, I
She-
wanted to
Madam
just
Chair.
clarify that we're not trying
No,
to make
no,
things
I-
difficult.
I fully understand
Okay.
what you're saying, and listen, you are people elected just as well as I ran the last town council, and I never got voted in. That's great. That's okay. I deal with that. But I want to make a presentation to this town council. This town council can go out in the media and say things, but the residents of Happy Valley-Goose Bay, a senior that was born here and raised here, and my grandfather was one of the first families here. No, kick them out. It's totally up to you. I asked every councilor here if they want to hear me speak or not. You're here. We all know each other. We all grew up together.
I got no problem with hearing you speak, although there is a protocol that you have to register to be a
Right.
delegate.
So, yeah, I think we can make an
Excuse me?
exception on this
Excuse-
one.
I'll deny to speak. I'll speak to Mr. Chris Tibbett tomorrow.
No.
Yeah, listen.
No,
I-
Mr. Saunders, we're
Yes.
saying to you, we're going to make an exception. We're going to allow you to speak, but we just need to make it clear that these policies are in place for a reason. It's not to isolate anybody in any way, shape, or form. So it's just that we have all these rules that we have to follow. And then, our citizens also have rules and regulations that they have to follow. But absolutely, we have the power to make an exception. We can make an exception here this
I
evening.
agree. I'm
And
very-
absolutely, here is your 10 minutes. Thank you very much. But I do remind you again that it has to be a respectful conversation. And, so if you want to go ahead.
Yeah, I'm really grateful.
Absolutely.
Thank you in the bottom of my heart to the councilors and for the seniors in Happy Valley-Goose Bay that elected this town council in. Thank you very, very much. As a senior, we had a newly elected government, the PC party. We had the deputy mayor come out in the media 2 weeks ago, all right? Criticizing the PC government for lack of what they did. In the last 10 years, how many elected officials from the previous party was into this chamber and over at the Chamber of the North? How many? Many, many, many. And then we get the deputy mayor come out and criticize Keith Russell and Leela Evans. I'll tell you one thing what the Liberals didn't do, they didn't do what the PCs did, because right now we got a new MIR. We got addiction something coming. This council was offered $50 million to get a treatment center. Where did we get? We got nowhere. We got this action committee. Ooh, this beautiful action committee is made up of the town employees. Okay, that's enough of that. But anyway, I got 10 minutes. What are we going to do about the YMCA? We're subsidizing that. Our seniors can't go out for a walk in the winter. We got to rely on the College of North Atlantic so they can go around the track in the gym. We are taxpayers. We're subsidizing the Y. We got a billion up on the Canadian size. We're paying rent. For what? What's going to happen if Gall Island comes? 2 years. Huh? You're being evicted. So I'm just asking you, you want a new fire truck? You want a new fire hall? New town hall? Where's it all coming from? That's all I got to say. And thank you again. And I don't mean to sound negative, but I'm only telling you what the people of this community is telling me. What is this town council going to do? Thank you again. And yes, I do support the Callahans. They were the ones that helped to build this community. They were here over 50 years. And this is discrimination. Because we have low-income housing now that's run by the province. Native housing is all crack houses. You get low-income housing over here. It's been subsidized by the federal government. There's crack houses over there. These are all boarded up. Wake up, people. Smell the coffee. Again, I don't mean to sound negative, but I got to tell you like it is. And I thank you, Mr. Winters, Ms. Russell, Ms. Edmonds, Mr. O'Brien, and the councillors that's on the phone. Thank you very much for letting me speak. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Saunders. Okay. So our delegations have completed. We're now going to move into our next agenda item, which is correspondence. So in our council package this month, we have 6 incoming and 1 outgoing item of correspondence. I won't go through each item because it is in our published council package and council has had the opportunity, but I would like to highlight that our outgoing correspondence included a piece of correspondence to the Premier in regards to capacity and funding agreements. So that is something that we continue to pursue, and that we have had some incoming correspondence from the province as well, municipal affairs, and the municipal assessment agency. So our next item of business is the adoption of the previous minutes. So our minutes from the 14th meeting of the 14th council have been included in your package. Did anybody have any errors or omissions to note? All good? Okay, I'll get a motion to adopt the minutes of the 14th meeting. So moved by Councillor Odell. Did you second, Councillor Winters? Did I see your hand go up? Okay, anything to say? Was there something on the phone? No? Okay. All in favor of adopting the 14th minutes? Oh, sorry, Mayor Palmer, did you have a? Okay. Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion is passed. Yeah, I got you guys first. Thank you. Okay. Thank you to our. Thank you to those attending on the phone, and that motion is passed unanimously. The next item on the agenda is the Finance Administration and Policy Committee. As I'm sitting in the chair this evening, Councillor Odell has kindly agreed to bring forward the recommendations for the FAP committee. As for my report from the committee of a whole, it was absolutely the most brief portion of FAP that I've ever had, so there wasn't a report to present this month other than to say that at the committee of a whole, we had one donation request that was brought forward, and that will follow with a recommendation. And since then, in our council correspondence, we received details on a support letter. So, Councillor Odell, did you want to proceed with those recommendations?
Will do. So from Finance Administration and Policy Committee, the first item is a request for donation from Our Lady Queen of Peace, MORP. The Finance Administration and Policy Committee recommends that the council approve a donation of $250 for Queen of Peace Middle School grade 7 students for their MORP event scheduled for June 12th, 2026.
Okay, the motion is made,
I'll second that.
seconded by Councillor Dyson. Any discussion? Okay, no call for discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion, motion is passed unanimously.
The second item is a support letter for a bus award application. The Finance Administration and Policy Committee recommends that the council provide a letter of support for the application to the Federation of Canadian Municipalities through their Sustainable Communities Awards Green Municipal Fund under the transportation category.
Okay, so we have a motion. Do we have a seconder?
I'll second that.
Seconded by Councillor Dyson. Okay, any discussion?
I can't second that.
No? Okay, call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion has passed unanimously. And with nothing further for Finance Admin and Policy, we'll move on to our next committee, which is Community Planning and Development, and Councillor Dyson.
Thank you, Acting Mayor. Okay. So the activities under the Community Development and Planning, of course, things stay busy with all of Margaret's work. She's had meetings with the Collective Interchange team as well as the Community Sector Council of Newfoundland and Labrador. The council met with the 50-plus club representatives to finalize collaborations for the upcoming programs. Some of the events were the MNL meeting at Port of Ask, the vibe coding with TechNL for the Central Labrador YMCA. We also celebrated National Volunteer Week. Some of the regular updates, of course, is with the town's calendar, social media palette pages, as well as the live streaming of council meetings like we have here tonight, which is done on YouTube, of course. And Instagram engagement has been up. There's been a lot of work with the bus. Of course, we are still waiting for the charger to be completed, which will take some stress off of a lot of the problems that we've had. With regards to the planning department, there's still a lot of historical mapping in the data. Civic numbering is something that's ongoing, and we're hoping to make some progress with that over the summer. The public procurement files are being updated, amendments to the plan. There's a lot of discretionary land use applications, Crown lands applications. There's a lot of assistance, like I said, with the bus implementation, and there's been a lot of residents' inquiries. And that's about it for the report, so I just ask that council accept that report as read, and I have a lot of recommendations.
Okay. So moved by Councillor Dyson to accept her report as read. Do I have a seconder? Seconded by Councillor Winters. Any discussion? No discussion. All those in favor? Aye. Motion carried. Okay, and your recommendations, Councillor Dyson.
Okay, the first one is a discretionary land use application at, on Learning Street. The Community Planning and Development Committee recommends council approve a home-based business application at 9B Learning, where the operator will have a home-based business called Jai Lashes. Of course, this is subject to compliance of all the town regulations, conditions, and provincial and or federal legislation as applicable.
Okay, we have a motion by Councillor Dyson for discretionary land use at 9B Learning. Do we have a seconder?
I'll second.
Seconded by Councillor Odell. Any discussion?
This is,
Chair?
Yep, go ahead, Mayor. Yep, absolutely.
No, just a question on, ownership of the property.
Yes, she is the owner of the property, or she indicated on her application that she is the owner of the property.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Counselor.
Any other discussion? Okay, with no other discussion, we'll call for a vote. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion carried. Next item?
Okay, the second one is another discretionary land use application. This is at 88 Adams Loop. The Community Planning and Development Committee recommends council approve a home-based business application at 88 Adams Loop, where the owner will operate phone, internet, email-only home office for matting services called C&J Matting, and it's subject to compliance with all the town's regulations and conditions and provincial and/or federal legislation as applicable.
Okay,
And once again, that property is owned by the applicant.
okay. We have a motion by Councillor Dyson for a discretionary land use application at 88 Adams Loop. Do I have a seconder? Seconded by Councillor Winters. Any discussion?
Just one
Sure.
point is that for 88 Adams Loop, that it is only basically going to be a home-based business office. There won't be, I guess, equipment and whatnot outside of that property for storage or operations or whatnot and so forth.
Yep, they've indicated
All of-
phone, internet, email only. Yeah.
Yeah, all of that is indicated in the
Yep.
application.
Okay.
Okay, any other discussion? We'll call for a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, the motion is carried. Item C?
Item C is,
Now, yeah, actually, before we go to item C, I'm just wondering, in the interest of having the mayor disconnect and reconnect, we have the option, I'm gonna look to the CAO, whatever's easier for you, because you're the one on the phone, if we wanted to move item C to the end of the community planning and development regulations and go through all the others, or if we want to go ahead, disconnect the mayor and reconnect him.
Please, if it's up to the chair of the committee,
Okay.
I believe it'd be better to go through the rest and then come back to that.
So that we don't have to bump back and
okay,
forth.
that's what we'll do.
So we're going to move into item D, please.
Okay, item D is the Community Planning and Development.
Sorry, Mayor, what we're doing is we're going to keep you on the line. We're going to move into item D.
I'm gonna turn off now.
No. No, we're not going with item C right now. We're going to leave that one to the end. So we're going to continue with all the other community planning and development items. And that way we only have to disconnect you at the end of CPD.
Okay, I didn't know if I had to tune in on Facebook, if I can't tune in on Facebook or not, but I can, okay, I'll wait till you hear.
No,
No, stay connected, Mayor, stay connected, and we'll leave that one till last.
we will absolutely let you know when it's time.
We don't want to cut you off and then risk not having you back on afterwards.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, the next one is the Community Planning and Development Committee recommends council provide no objection to Crown Lands application located at 32 Park Drive on the condition that future development complies with the town development regulations.
Okay, we have a motion for, from Councillor Dyson to provide no objection to Crown Lands application 165376. Do I have a seconder?
I'll second.
Seconded by Councillor Odell. Any discussion?
Just to point out that this is just a Crown Lands application, and basically the owner purchased the property, and when he purchased the property, there was a shed built on outside the boundaries. So basically, they're just making sure that the boundaries of the shed is included in his land.
So this would be a sort of squaring off
They're
to
squaring
neighboring
off of the
properties.
neighboring properties, yes.
Okay, thank you for clarifying. And did I get a seconder on that one? I did. So any other discussion? Okay, hearing no other discussion, we'll call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Moving to our next item, please.
Okay, the next one is the Community Planning and Development Committee recommends council provide objection to Crown Lands application 1115725 located on Goose River Access Road, because the area is zoned industrial general, in which the regulations state that mineral working is not permitted or is a discretionary use.
Okay, we have a motion from Councillor Dyson to provide objection to Crown Lands application 165448. Do I have a seconder? Seconded by Councillor Odell. Any discussion? I think I just wanted to note in this one that as was already discussed in our committee of a whole, it was asked if it is not permitted, why does it come to council? And that was answered in that meeting, that this is an administrative thing because it comes to us from Crown Lands. It's just, it seems kind of redundant. We're saying no to something that isn't allowed, but this is the policy that we have to follow in this place. So if there's no other discussion, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor?
I'm just wondering
Oh.
with regards to this, do we have areas of these contractors know where they can actually apply to for this type of?
There are areas that mineral workings are
Yeah.
permitted, yes, just not in this area.
Not in that area.
Under certain zonings.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, I'm just wondering if it's clear to people
Zoning
when they're
maps
coming.
are available at the town office or on our website.
Okay, great.
Any other discussion? Okay, we'll call for the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, motion is carried.
Okay,
next
the
item,
next
please.
one is, the Community Planning and Development Committee recommends council provide no objection to Crown Lands application 165452, located on Juniper Street, on the condition that future development complies with the town's development regulations.
Motion from Councillor Dyson to provide no objection to application 165452. Seconder? Councillor Winters. Any discussion?
Just want to point out that this is a fourplex apartment that is in an area that is all fourplex, all apartments.
Yeah, and just to note, it is low-density zone as well.
Okay. Any other discussion? Call for a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, motion is carried. The next one, please.
The next one,
Can I just make a clarification for
Sorry?
the public? This application that the council just voted on was for a Crown Lands application. It was not the discretionary land use application for fourplex.
Okay,
Just to Crown Lands.
It's
Just
a
Crown
Crown
Lands.
Lands
Yeah.
application.
It will come back to us, I guess.
it'll come back to
It
council.
will have to, yes.
yes, okay. Thank you, CAO. Next item, please.
The next one is, the Community Planning and Development Committee recommends council provide no objection to Crown Lands application 165379, located on 1 Valley View Drive, on the condition that future development complies with the town's development regulations.
Okay, we have a motion that council provide no objection to Crown Lands application 165379 by Councillor Dyson. Do we have a seconder? Councillor Winters. Okay, any discussion?
Well, I guess with regards to this one, this is already taken into effect. The property has already been cleared out and work has already been done. We've had discussions in the past at the Committee of Whole, how the process should work and how it failed in this situation. That it was meant to be green space, but yet they received approval through Crown Lands. It came to us for, I guess, a vote, which actually made, oh, go ahead.
No.
Counselor, I'll refer you to the map on this one. This refers to a sliver
strip
of
of land, yeah.
land between 1 and 3 Valley View,
Oh, okay.
It's,
not the entire property of 1
Oh,
Valley
okay.
View.
I'm sorry.
it's not an easement, but it's just like a
Just a
slice
sliver.
of green space.
Okay, right on.
Okay?
My mistake.
Okay, Mayor Pomeroy, did you have discussion as well?
Yeah, I was gonna make note of that, it's just a little sliver of
Yeah.
land, between the two
Okay.
properties. But, with respect to One Valley View, I know that application for Crown Lands had come to the town numerous times over the years. And it was unbeknownst to the town that Crown, and I should note that council had objected to the Crown Lands application, several times. And it became known to
Thank you, Mayor. Yeah, I think that that highlights a continuing need for
Bigger problem.
municipalities and the province to have these, thorough discussions in regards to how Crown Lands applications work throughout our province. But thank you for that. Is there any other discussion?
I see the sliver now.
Okay. Hearing no other discussion, we'll call for a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion is carried. Our next item, please.
Okay, the next one, the Community Planning and Development Committee recommends council request GC Holdings to provide a commitment in such form as staff requires to construct and pave the adjacent street right-of-way from Kellen Drive to the back of the property to a defined town standard before further consideration of an approval in principle. And I'm going to ask Mr. Dillon to explain a bit more of that. So
Actually,
that
before you do, Councillor Dyson, can I just get a seconder
sorry.
on the motion, so that then we can have the discussion? So the motion is being made to have council request a commitment for an approval, a commitment for before being considered for an approval in principle. And do I have a seconder for that? Okay, Councillor Winters.
Just a clarification, Chair. That motion was changed,
Okay,
and I think there was, I think it was a miscommunication there and the wrong motion. I can supply the right motion.
that would be very helpful, yeah.
I'll have
So,
to find it in my email.
we've had a
first.
motion and a seconder. Are we going to request a friendly amendment, CAO, once Mr. Dillon? If it changes the intent of the motion, okay. So just bear with us, we're gonna get a possible change to that motion. Is it different in our e-scribe, Ms. Eddy? No?
Well,
Okay.
it's what's on the list of recommendations and what's in the package is the same.
Yeah.
But I find
see
it a
what
little
Mr.
bit
Dillon has.
frustrating because I think I think we should have had this looked after already.
Yeah. The motion actually is, staff recommends that council issue an approval in principle for the application by GC Holdings Limited to add 3 motel buildings at 214 Kellen Drive as part of a comprehensive plan development, subject to compliance with all the town regulations and conditions and provincial and/or federal legislation as applicable.
So
that's
can I
completely
make a
Okay.
friendly amendment to that?
At this point, that is, I have to say, that would be quite different
Yeah,
from what
it's
is in our
completely different.
package.
That's what's in the package.
So I'm going to look to the CAO for direction because this is something that I don't know how to encounter.
Yeah, this would not be a friendly amendment. A friendly amendment makes an improvement to a
Okay.
motion that has been made.
This is completely
So it can be motion to withdraw,
Okay,
and whether or not it goes forward, I mean, I don't know that council has had the updated information to be able to bring that motion forward.
Not at this point in time.
Well,
okay,
can I withdraw this first emotion?
Yeah.
Emotion?
Yeah, it's completely different.
Sorry, it's a little bit emotional the last few days, sorry. So I can withdraw this motion?
Yes.
Okay,
and can I ask, we have a special meeting scheduled. I know that they're normally 1 or 2 agenda items, but if there is sufficient time and if this is time sensitive, can we then have this information relayed to council and then add what Mr. Dillon has just read to us to our special meeting?
Yeah, or
Okay.
we could schedule another, I'll say, special meeting
Okay.
for, because we're
Right.
only supposed to have related
Okay.
items on a special meeting.
Okay,
Yeah.
so in the interest of our listeners, because they will have heard our engineer, Mr. Dillon, read that, so we are not taking care of this, but we're not taking care of this tonight. So Councillor Dyson, I'm going to put it back to you.
okay. So
You would like to withdraw,
I motion to withdraw, so I need a seconder for that, I'm assuming.
which would be the same seconder as the original motion? Councillor
Yes.
Winters? Okay. So we have a motion to withdraw the original not voted on motion. Any discussion? I think we figured it out.
My only concern here
Okay.
is that how long are we going to put this off? Because I don't think we should be putting this off
which was why my
GC
suggestion was.
Holdings
yeah.
should be able to
Yeah.
tomorrow act on this
Well,
or,
And that's why my suggestion was to add it to our special meeting, which is coming up before our next public meeting.
Yes.
And speaking from what I'm looking at here, I mean, this motion that you just read is ideally what I think we were looking at for as council, is
Yeah.
you put the road there first, then you build. So that you get the commitment of that road first before you build, instead
Yeah.
of an agreement in principle.
I just don't want to be putting, I just don't
No,
want to
exactly.
be putting
I know
this
exactly what you
company
mean.
off any
Yeah.
longer.
Yeah,
Can I interject?
absolutely. We'd like to hear what you have to say.
Okay, so I think council can, just have just a withdrawal motion.
Yeah.
We just did.
We vote on it, so it's not a motion that you're hauling back, there's no vote on it. So to withdraw the motion, to amend the motion to read as the, town engineer suggested.
Okay, but sorry, Mayor Pomeroy, I think the discussion at the table was that we haven't had sufficient time, so the first time it's been introduced to council is when Mr. Dillon read it to us just now.
You don't have an updated briefing note on it.
To debate that now if you'd like. If not, you can, call for a public, special meeting or it'll have to be at the next available public meeting.
So did we get some updated stuff from GC Holdings, Mr. Dillon?
There was discussion with GC Holdings.
But
and
it didn't make it to
clarification
council.
was made with them after our committee of the whole meeting.
Okay. So it just
As a
hasn't
result-
filtered to us yet.
They are aware that there was concern about the access, the side access road and so on. They're aware they will have to address that as part of the comprehensive plan development.
So they're not waiting on you, we're waiting on them?
No, they're waiting on us now because it's been clarified between us and GC Holdings that they, we're fine with what they have submitted.
So is that what is that what you read out?
Yes.
So can't we put that to the table as a motion now?
Well, that would depend on council. As the CAO stated, council hasn't received that briefing note. We do have the option to discuss it here at the table this evening, or option 2 would be to take the briefing note, review the information, and vote at it on our special meeting, which is next week.
We do have one scheduled for next week, but we can schedule another one. It has to be more than a day, though. Because
Yes.
we have to give at least 24 hours
Okay, so
notice.
3 options. We can debate it tonight, we can bring it to next week's special meeting, or we can schedule a standalone special meeting. So I will look to council to provide feedback.
Well, a week is long in the construction industry
Okay.
too,
So
so can
your
we look at
preference
something
would
for
be to
Friday?
Yeah.
debate it tonight?
Well, I'm still a little bit concerned about the motion that was brought forward with regards, I think, as Councillor Winter said, the discussion that we had in the past was what we would like to see implemented prior to. It seems like it's flipped now, and we're going to go ahead with the buildings first, and this is gonna be a secondary measure after. Am I
No.
Well,
misinterpreting that,
actually,
or-
I can clarify.
Thank
This is
you.
only approval in principle. This is not approval of the development. This is, they have to prepare, GC Holdings
Okay.
has to prepare a comprehensive plan development. They'll submit that to us addressing there's a number of items in the comprehensive plan development, road networks,
Okay.
route layout on the property. So there's about 10 or 11 different items that they have to address as part of the comprehensive plan development. And then we'll take that and review it, and then we'll come forward with a recommendation for approval of the development, prior to any construction.
Okay, so
Okay,
not
that
to
makes
put
sense.
words into anybody, but it sounds like Councillor Dyson, you're okay with bringing the new motion forward this evening?
I don't wanna be putting off.
No, but I just want to make sure that before we do, that everybody's okay with it. You're okay with it?
I'm okay with it.
Councillor O'Dowd?
Yeah, if that's the case, I'm okay with that.
Councillor Winters?
Absolutely.
Okay, and the councillors on the phone, Mayor Pomeroy? Okay with debating that tonight? Okay, Councillor Williams? Okay, so Mr. Dillon, are you able to forward that email to Councillor Dyson now so that she can read that for us?
Yes, I can.
Thank you. And CAO, I'm going to look at you, so we don't need to vote on the withdrawal of the original because she's just withdrawn it.
It's been withdrawn.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. We'll wait for that magic internet swoosh.
I'm refreshing.
It's got to come all the
Okay.
way across the table.
Okay, I got it.
Okay,
I got
so
it.
go ahead, Counselor
Okay.
Dyson.
So
Staff recommends that council issue a approval in principle for the application by GC Holdings to add 3 motel buildings at 24 Kellen Drive as part of a comprehensive plan development subject to compliance with all of the town regulations and conditions and provincial and/or federal legislation as applicable.
Okay. So we have a motion by Counselor Dyson that we approve that we provide an approval in principle, subject to conditions. Do we have a seconder? Seconded by Counselor Winters. Now I'll call for discussion, which we've already had a lot of, so I think we've
Yeah,
all got a great understanding.
I think
Counselor
that-
Winters.
I think that Council Hall, the package that he laid out, or what was presented, is what we're looking at, and that stipulates having that road there first, and
Okay.
all the things that go along with it, because
All
as
the
you said, there's a 10 or 11.
Well, his initial application was what he had perceived as to what he would like to do.
Yeah.
We are now going back with them, with the stipulations and the development regulations as to what the comprehensive, what he's supposed to supply in relation to submitting a comprehensive plan development.
Yeah, and this is.
So what he has there now is not suitable, will not suffice, and he's gonna have to address each one of those items to get the development approved.
Yeah.
Okay, so this
Basic-
allows us
yeah.
to progress.
Yes.
Yes,
Exactly.
basically-
This
Okay.
allows him to progress, like exact, to progress
Okay.
and address our
Okay.
concerns and to make sure that before, the next time he comes in, that he'll have these,
Yeah,
these
hence
items.
the in-principle edition.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is only approving.
Okay, thank you for clarifying. Any comments from either of the councilors on the phone, Mayor Pomeroy or Councilor Williams? Okay, all good?
I'm just wanna make sure that, you know, what we do is right, and then it conforms to the development in the area, future development. And, so I'm glad that, we can find a way to make this go forward.
Wonderful. Okay, so hearing no more discussion, we'll call for a vote. All those in favor? Aye. Okay, motion has been carried.
Okay, the next one. The Community Planning and Development Committee recommends council provide no objection to Crown Lands application 165478 located on Goose River Road for the development of a cottage on the condition that future development complies with the town's development regulations and that the applicant acknowledges the following definition under HVGB Development Regulations 2018 to 2028, 5.6.8, definition being cottage means a dwelling unit designed or intended for seasonal or recreational use and is not intended for use as permanent living quarters and does not include a vehicle as defined under the Highway Traffic Act.
Thank you. So we have a motion from Councilor Dyson that we provide no objection to Crown Lands application 165478 for the development of a cottage. Do I have a seconder? Councilor Winters. Any discussion? No discussion being heard. Call for a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. The motion has been carried. Next item, please.
Okay, the next one, the Community Planning and Development Committee recommends council recommends council approve the home-based business application at 9 10th Street, where the operator will operate a home-based business for spa services called Big Land Beauty Spa, subject to compliance with all the town's regulations and conditions and/or provincial legislation as applicable.
Okay, and we have a motion by Councilor Dyson. The council approve a home-based business application, HBB 9, 10th Street. Do I have a seconder? Councilor Odell. Any discussion? No discussion. We'll call for a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, that motion has been carried. And at this point, Mayor Pomeroy, what we will do, no, we will not?
One more.
One more?
Oh,
What's the other one?
It's on the additions?
I am missing one. I'm terribly sorry.
I don't see
Bear
it.
with us, Mayor Pomeroy.
It's in addition to on the motions. Council.
Yep, here we go. Item 2A on our additional motions.
Can you hand me that? Because I don't have it.
Right here. There you go. 2A. Oh, you got it?
Okay, the Community Planning and Development Committee recommends that council provide no objection to quarry application 71113470, located 3.5 kilometers west of the intersection of Trans-Labrador Highway Route 500 and 510, on the condition that future development complies with the town's development regulations.
Thank you, Councillor Dyson. So we have a motion that council provide no objection to a quarry application 71113470. Do I have a seconder? Seconded by Councillor Winters. Any discussion? I think I just wanted to make note that we had spoken earlier, Councillor Odell had asked about mining workings and things like that, and so just to let you know, we have areas where quarries and mineral works and whatnot happens, and so this is a case of no objection because it fits the area, and as long as it complies, we're good. Any other discussion? Okay, we'll call for a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, that motion has been carried. Now, at this juncture, thank you very much for your patience. Mayor Pomeroy, I have told you a couple of times that we were going to take you away, and we haven't, and now it is the time. So we will disconnect your telephone call as you have declared yourself in a conflict with our next item, and we will reconnect with you once we have concluded that item.
Thank you, Councillor.
Thank you. So I'll verify with the CAO that the mayor is no longer on the line. Perfect.
So is Councillor Williams.
Okay. So, Councillor Dyson, I'll ask you to go back to what was item C on our agenda, please.
Okay, the Community Planning and Development Committee recommends council approve the application for a fourplex residential housing at 41 Montagnes Road.
Okay, we have a motion by Councillor Dyson to approve a application for a fourplex at 41 Montagnes, discretionary land use. Do I have a seconder? Seconded by Councillor Winters. Now we'll call for discussion.
Okay, so basically I'll start it off with what I've done and seen and researched during the period of time from the last meeting till now, and on the streets through its community. So there are multiple, as it was mentioned in the by the applicants, not only Montagnes but Saunders, Courtville, and pretty much any other street has single occupancy duplexes, triplexes, quads, sixplexes, and whatnot and so forth. This road and this application, it would be no different than anything else. From my perspective, there is nothing in our policies that state that this should not happen, and it is nothing that would be different from other applicants putting in apartment buildings through the community. There is requirements in this age for residences, other apartments or whatnot. We are lacking thereof in the developments of some of the areas in this town for different types of structures, but we do allow this type of structure in that area of town, and no different than other areas of town. So I just wanted to make that clear, that there's nothing against or nothing in our policies that would go against this. If there was, this would not be brought forward to the town. It would probably be brought forward, but our town employees would have brought the information to us stating that this would not work in this location. That has not occurred, so it's basically up to the council to decide whether or not this is something that we want to see in that part of town.
Okay. Thank you, Councillor Odell. Councillor Dyson.
Well, with regards to what has happened in the past, over the years, yes, I'll agree with Councillor Odell that there is multiple different fourplex, sixplex apartments in that area of town. How they got the proper permitting to go there when it's not zoned for that is one thing. The fact that the proper documentation wasn't obtained because it didn't meet the zoning regulations is one thing. The reason for the discretionary land use is what we have here today. We have different zones in towns for reasons. There are areas that are zoned for apartments, and there are areas that are zoned for residents. And it's the same thing that has happened in other places of town, and for those same reasons, because of some opposition from local residents. But I will ask Mr. Dillon to speak to this with regards to how things are presented in the public and what people take into account, whether it's opposition or whether it's in support of an application for a discretionary land use for something that doesn't fit the zoning regulations.
Thank you, Councillor. I think the last time when this came forward, I think the motion was to deny. And the thing, and what happens is that if that motion, if there's a tie and the motion fails, or if there's a tie, the actual motion fails, but it does not mean that the application is approved. So, in order to resolve the matter of the application being approved or denied, the motion, I'm probably getting ahead of myself now. The motion will be to approve, and then if the motion passes, it would be approved. But if the motion fails, the application would not be approved. So that is the recommendation here is to approve the application for a fourplex residential housing at 41 Montagny. And it's up to council to weigh the pros and cons as per, I mean, there's a lot of information came in from various residents, and they can weigh that in their decision as to how they're going to vote on the application.
So
Thank you, Mr. Dillon.
So what you're saying is the staff put forward the no objection based on the information that you received?
Well, parliamentary procedure experts recommend against explicitly making a motion to deny. So subsequently, the motion now is to approve. So we didn't make a decision as to approve or deny, basically, because otherwise it could end up in a tie, and it doesn't solve the issue of whether or
So
not the
staff has
application-
left this at council discretion.
Yes.
When you say that, staff recommends, it's not staff recommends, it's staff brings it forward as a motion to approve so that one way or another, the motion doesn't linger, it is dealt with.
Exactly.
Correct. Okay.
Can I-
Councillor Winters?
Yeah, I'm just looking at this, and from the information that I've received, I mean, we know that the town is in dire need of housing, and all levels. And as Ms. Callahan said earlier, this is geared towards working professionals, and this is not going to be low-income housing. So you're not going to get the effects of what happens in low-income housing areas. With regards to working professionals, I don't see the increase in traffic being an issue. Again, this is geared towards working professionals, and I don't see a reason to be denying this when our town is in such a dire need. And looking at the properties that these people already have, I mean, they're aesthetically pleasing. They're beautiful, beautiful homes, beautiful buildings, and will only, in my opinion, increase the value of the street. That's the way I see it, anyway.
Okay. So everybody has spoken to the motion, but I'm going to turn to Councillor Williams on the phone before I speak. Councillor Williams, do you have anything that you'd like to say?
Thanks, Councillor Rumble. I do appreciate it. I want to recognize that the applicant took a lot of time to engage with residents and provide additional information to council. And I recognize that they clearly put effort into speaking to people in the neighborhood and gathering support for the proposal. I have a few issues, and the issue I spoke to during the last meeting was in
Okay, thank you, Councillor Williams. For myself, a couple of things I wanted to say. So I think it's important to note the definition of a discretionary land use. So a discretionary land use is a property that's not automatically permitted in a specific zoning district, but may be allowed at the discretion of the council or the authority in place. It often requires public review, community feedback, and adherence to specific conditions. And they're often done on a case-by-case evaluation. So unlike permitted uses, which are automatically approved if they meet basic rules, discretionary uses are evaluated individually based on their specific merits and potential impacts on the surrounding areas. So like other councillors, I think, that have spoken, I drove to an area of town that I don't normally drive down. I don't normally drive down Montagnus, and it's up to us to view this through a different lens. So when you drive by, you look at the overall neighborhood, you look at what aesthetic could be brought to the neighborhood, what aesthetic currently exists, and you know, we have a lot of things to weigh, and that's our role as elected officials, is to weigh the pros and the cons, and agreed that it's not a numbers game. It's not like I say, okay, there were 100 people in favor of something and 50 against, so, you know, the numbers win. It is a case-by-case basis. So this is why these decisions aren't easy, but they're put there before us to make. But the reason that we have this clause that says discretionary use is because we have that ability to use our best discretion and to choose what we feel is in the best interest of the community. So, everybody has had the opportunity. In our rules of order, Councillor Odell, it is to speak once, but, you know, I think the mayor has allowed second speaking before, so if you have something to add.
Just a quick point, and it's basically, I mean, as long as anything that we do going forward with regards to discretionary land uses or whatnot, the applicants follow the town recommendation, the bylaws with regards to landscaping and things like that, to make sure that it is appeasable to the streets that these properties are going on. Then that's all. I just wanted to make sure that us as a council and as a community and as a town are responsible for that as well, not only for this, but all other properties throughout this community, to make sure they adhere to the bylaws and regulations of this community.
Okay. Any other discussion? No discussion being heard, we'll now call for a vote. Okay, so the vote is all those in favor of approving the application for fourplex at 41 Montagnus, say aye. Aye. Those opposed?
Aye.
Okay, let the record show we have 3 in favor and 2 against. And I do believe that with a quorum of 6, are we 6? 1, 2, 3. But no, we're 5. I'm thinking the mayor's still there. With a quorum of 5, that motion is carried. Motion carried. Okay, and that's everything for community planning and development. Sorry. So we are going to pause for a brief moment to reconnect Mayor Pomeroy, and then we'll move into protective services.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail.
Bear with us, please. We're just trying to reconnect the mayor.
I'll try one more time.
Okay.
He's on Facebook now.
This is technology at its finest.
There he is.
Thank you. Okay, welcome back, Mayor Pomeroy. So we have concluded our CPD portion of our agenda, and we're now about to move into protective services. Now, it's unfortunate that due to circumstances beyond her control, Deputy Mayor Compton Hobbs is not able to be with us this evening. So I don't know if, I'm just trying to look at the
There's no recommendation.
report. There are no recommendations.
I can speak
Okay.
to some of it though,
So
if
yeah,
that's okay.
Councillor Dyson, if you would like to speak to the report side of what was discussed at Protective Services, thank you very much.
Well, with regards to Deputy Mayor, okay, sorry. With regards to the Deputy Mayor who had a medical emergency and had to leave town, she didn't have time actually to hand over anything because it was just very last minute. But she did ask me to ask for a update on the properties in town that that are in deplorable condition, and she asked that is the MEO, are we allowed to direct the MEO to deliver letters to NLHC and Melville Native Housing with regards to those properties? And she's also asking for an update on the safety plan that Brian was hired to do. So do we have any of that?
I'll speak to the first item, the dilapidated properties and such. That was in the manager's reports that was sent to council their week before last, 2 weeks ago maybe. Unless the MEO can issue orders, not letters to government or a branch of government. So if there's an order on a property that can be written by the MEO or other certain members of staff, that can be done. If it's a letter, it will come from council. And the community safety plan was, an update was provided at committee of the whole, and following that through email from the Director of Protective Services to all the council.
Okay, and you know, it's important to note, I mean, the Deputy Mayor brings up the community safety plan at every chance she gets. And, you know, we really do need an update. We do have a meeting scheduled on the 9th of June, I think it is.
I thought it was the second.
So which meeting we talking about and with who?
That's, we were looking for a meeting with regards to the public safety, right? I thought that was
With the province.
with the province, yes.
We have a meeting scheduled with the Premier on
Okay.
June the 9th.
Yes. So I guess hopefully we'll have the completion of the safety plan and for that meeting.
But per Brad's update at committee of the whole and in the subsequent emails, the plan is on track to be completed at the end of June.
Yes, that's right. Wasn't there a, didn't the chief, director of community services?
Dion, you're whispering and you're not very close to the mic.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of what I'm trying to say. Yeah, so didn't the director state that a meeting could be had if the council required or requested?
The community safety plan
Was,
person,
yeah.
I'm not
yes.
sure his title, it just eludes me at the moment, but did state that he did want to speak with council and staff, and a meeting would be set up soon, and I
Yes.
think that's being scheduled for next week.
Yes.
As long as we get that meeting before we have our meeting with the premier.
Yeah, he actually stated that on Wednesday, which will be tomorrow, that he will be at the town office to speak with staff, managers, and mayor and council whenever they can drop in. And if you're not available, then times can be arranged.
Yeah, and I think the council is committed to making themselves available because of the importance of this. It's frustrating. You know, the province came out. One of the ministers came out with a statement in the press, in the media, saying that they were consulting with the town, which is really not what happened. They came and met with us once. Minister Ottenheimer came and met with us once, and we have not heard a thing from her since. She's not, you know, so saying to the public that they're consulting with the town council of Happy Valley-Goose Bay is just basically not the truth. They have not consulted with us. They met with us briefly, and we haven't heard anything from them since.
I think, Councillor Dyson, what you have said is like, our residents hold us accountable, so we must in turn hold the province accountable. So, this is the truth, is that we want to be able to answer to our residents and to say, this is what's happening. When there is misleading or confusing or conflicting information put out there, it is our duty, absolutely, to clear that up and to clarify and state that we are asking continuously, which is why I mentioned in our correspondence, we don't normally go into depth on our incoming and outgoing correspondence, but I cannot stress to the general public enough how many requests for meetings, how many emails, how many outgoing correspondence or attempts from the 14th Council, the 13th Council, and previous, and our CAO on our behalf have been made to secure communication. So communication is a two-way street. The town of Happy Valley-Goose Bay would like to have that communication. And once we have that communication with the province, we will then be able to turn around and say to our residents, this is what we were able to do.
And we offered to, we understand it's a new government, and we understand they're in a transition. They've been there about 6 months or a little over. And we have offered to work around their schedule. We've offered to go to St. John's and meet with them. And we keep, we're not getting anything. I do have to, give kudos to our MHA, Keith Russell, who has, constantly, been speaking for us and speaking to us and reaching out. So he has been doing what he can, but I find it very frustrating that a departmental minister is saying that they are in consultation with the town when they are not.
CAO.
I'd just like to make 2 points as well. The money for the community safety plan came from the province, and they were well aware at the time, the timeline of the development and issuance of the plan. And when we met with Minister Ottenheimer, I think it was January, February, she was provided with an update at that time with the timelines of the end of June. So this has not changed from the time it was issued last year. Our timelines have not stretched out any further. We are on track, and they have been advised.
Absolutely. Did you have a second point? Did you say two things?
The first one was
Okay.
the money
Okay.
from the province, and they knew the timeline
Wonderful.
then.
Thank you. And I just had one question
12
for
to 18
you,
months.
CAO, and for a question that I think our public deserves to know the answer to. We were provided with $500,000 last year, or more than a year ago, towards community safety. Have those funds been completely exhausted at this point?
We have approximately $20,000 left
Okay.
in that fund, and
So-
it came in 2023.
Okay, so as of up to this point, we haven't had to have our taxpayers absorb any of the costs for us contracting Garda to have that extra security in our community. But if the government is not forthcoming with additional funds, it's a huge financial burden on this community to have to undertake to pay for additional security. So, again, very, very high needs. Okay, so anybody else have anything else they wanted to add as far as protective services go? Thank you, Councillor Dyson, for bringing that forward on the Deputy Mayor's behalf. Councillor Williams, Oh, okay. We didn't really, okay,
Yeah.
so.
So I will ask that you accept that as the Deputy Mayor's report for
As-
protective services.
Perfect. So motion by Councillor Dyson to accept the report as given. Seconder?
I'll second that.
Okay, Councillor Odell. We've already had our discussion, so all those in favor indicate with aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, that motion, that motion is carried. Municipal Services, Councillor Williams.
While I'm mighty excited to take on municipal services, and when they offered these out, I didn't really know what I was getting myself into, but we all know that I really like a good resolution. And out of nowhere, I got myself a resolution, for today, so I'm awfully excited about that. Just give me 1 second now, I
Okay.
But I'll get into my report first.
You go ahead whenever you're ready.
Yeah, my laptop sometimes acts up with going to forward, so I just have to open it back up. I got it in Word. Just give me 1 second.
Mayor Pomeroy, your chair is very comfortable.
All right, municipal services, we continue to manage significant, amount of operational and infrastructural work across the community. Current work includes continued follow-up on the YMCA efficiency project. I know that's been a long time coming. Lift station upgrades, Loring Drive and intersection upgrades, pump house upgrades, and the riverbank stabilization project. Very important to note that the fire hall design contract has been rewarded and they're proceeding with the work. Public Works continues maintaining core municipal operations, including road maintenance, signage repairs, landfill operations, which you'll hear a little bit about again later, fleet upkeep, and general infrastructure support throughout the community. Environmental Services continues maintaining stable operations across water treatment, wastewater treatment, sewer collection, and water distribution systems. Staff continue carrying out daily testing, monitoring, maintenance, hydrant work, and system repairs throughout the community. One notable recommendation from the department was the need for the town to begin exploring future supplementary or standalone water sources to support anticipated long-term community growth and future infrastructure demands. So I think it's an important thing to note as our town looks forward to future growth projects like the base, Gull Island, and speaks to our need for infrastructure that includes a new water source and also a municipal depot. So I ask that you accept my report as read.
I'll second that.
Okay, motion by Counselor Williams, second by Counselor Dyson, to accept her report as read. Any discussion? Okay, I just had one item that I wanted to add, Counselor Williams, and that was that in the past month, the town had the opportunity to meet with a independent contractor that's interested in possibly, doing some work in Labrador or in the Upper Lake Melville area as well. And at that point in time, we had a discussion about, because you mentioned riverbank stabilization, we had a discussion about how we had put that out to tender. We had not gotten any response. That company indicated that in the past that they have done similar projects as far as breaks and shoring up different land masses, or usually coastal related, but something that wouldn't be outside of their realm of possibility. So it's just something that I remain optimistic that even though we haven't as of yet been successful in getting that tender secured, that the riverbank stabilization and the funds allocated remain on our radar, and it's something that is very important to us, and we really hope to be able to secure a contract so that we can get some work done in that project. Any other discussion?
Thank you.
Okay, call for a vote. All those in favor indicate with aye.
Aye.
Aye. Councillor Williams? Motion is carried. And you have your resolution pulled up, please?
I absolutely do. Very excited to read it. Be it resolved that we, the ultimate recipient town of Happy Valley-Goose Bay, accept funding under the Build Community Strong Fund, BCSF. Community Stream as outlined in the Department of Municipal and Community Affairs Project Approval Letter dated first day of May 2026. Project number 17-WSTM-27-00004, project name Happy Valley-Goose Bay Landfill Study with a total project value of $75,000. This council agrees to accept these funds based on the terms and conditions of the ultimate recipient provincial targeted infrastructure fund agreement and authorizes the mayor to enter into the funding agreement with the Department of Municipal and Community Affairs on behalf of the town of Happy Valley-Goose Bay.
I'll Second.
Okay, thank you, Counselor Williams. That has been seconded by Counselor Dyson, that we, the Town of Happy Valley-Goose Bay, accept funding under BCSF towards a study on a landfill. Any discussion? Counselor Winters.
Just like to say how important this is. I mean, we've been told by our municipal staff that our landfill is close to being
The end of it.
finished, so it's just good to know that we got this coming. Thank you for doing the
Absolutely.
work on this, Randy. Welcome.
Any other discussion? Okay. No, oh, yeah. Go ahead, Mayor.
Can you hear me?
I can, yeah.
Okay, sorry. Yes, I totally agree with Councilor Winters. I mean, from last, my understanding that the landfill has about 5 years left in capacity, and we need to find a new landfill. And with everything that's going on with respect to the provincial government and Gull Island and Valley-Goose Bay, it's more important now that we focus on this issue, because in 5 years from now, we're not going to have a landfill.
Thank you. Okay, any other discussion? No discussion being heard. We'll call for a vote. All those in favor indicate with aye.
Aye.
Mayor Pomeroy? Okay, the motion is carried. And that's everything for you, Counselor Williams?
Yes, indeed.
Okay. Moving on to, what do you,
Approval of checks.
oh, no, I think we have Community Services and Recreation
Oh,
next.
yes, we do.
Sorry.
Sorry, I got it scratched off.
Okay. Going next to Community Services and Recreation, and Counselor Winters.
Thank you, Councillor. I'll keep this pretty brief. They're working on a lot of stuff. Our CSR staff has got tons of stuff on the go. We just finished moving from ice season to summer season. The staff is full out. They just finished the Junior Lab Cup, and I'll just give an update on what they got coming up, just to let you know how busy they are. May 27th to the 31st is the Senior Lab Cup. June 4th is the Healthy Waters AGM. June 6th, Community Paddle, Muskrat Falls to Birds Island. June 8th to 10th, Recreation NL Regional Seminar, which is being held here in Happy Valley-Goose Bay. June 19th, end of Lake Melville Minor Soccer indoor season. June 20th, Strong Kid event at the YMCA. June 20th to the 27th is Expo Labrador. July 1st is Canada Day. July 6th to August 26th is the 7 weeks of summer recreation program. July 24th to the 26th is the Rib Fest. And August 7th to the 22nd is the Towns in Tune production. That portion is being held in Happy Valley-Goose Bay to complete that entire production, so that we hope to see on PBS probably later in the fall. Other than that, I have one recommendation. Please accept report as provided.
Okay, we have a motion by Counselor Winters to accept his report as presented. Do I have a seconder? Counselor Odell. Any discussion on the report? No discussion heard. I'll call for a vote. All those in favor indicate with aye.
Aye.
Okay, that motion has been carried. And your recommendation, Counselor Winters?
Thanks, Councillor. I'm really excited about this one here. I can't believe, when you look at the bid and what it could possibly mean for this town, and I think it's in the council's, it's in the town's package or the meetings package of what, if we are successful in this bid, what this means for our community with regards to facilities. But anyway, I'll get into
If I could give you a drum roll, I would,
Oh,
but go
yeah.
ahead.
NL Games bid. The Community Service and Recreation Committee recommends council support the application and provide a letter of commitment and support for the NL Games bid application.
Okay, we have a motion by Counselor Winters to support the application, provide a letter of commitment support for an NL Games bid application. Do I have a seconder? Okay. Seconded by, I think, everybody but Counselor Tyson.
I know, I got excited. I
Who
even
got
broke
so
the mic.
excited she lost the top of her microphone. Any discussion?
Yes, just
Okay.
just a little more.
Elaborate.
A little more clarification. It's for the NL Games 2030 Summer Games to be held here in Happy Valley Goose Bay. And with that comes provincial support as well as community support for what we're missing in all our sports facilities around town.
Okay.
And actually, it was just a note that there was only one NL Games ever held in Labrador, and that was the games held in Lab City, Winter Games in 1982. So this will be a first for Labrador.
Yeah, so this is a long time coming, for sure. Yeah, go ahead, Councillor O'Dell.
For the winter games that happened in Labrador West, was there any, I guess because it was winter games, not much infrastructure could have been developed based on
No,
what was
there wasn't. They basically, and the games were so small, and plus they have, it's twin communities over there too. So you have Lab City and Wabash. Actually, I was at the games as a 12-year-old.
Yeah.
And but in stating that, yeah, there was not much infrastructure. I remember they had their closing banquet in the halls of the Labrador Mall.
Yeah, and I was just wondering, again, just a brief note to explain to the residents while we're live, some of the things that could be coming our way with regards
Yeah,
to
we're
a
looking at
successful
tennis courts, we're looking at beach volleyball courts, we're looking at another ball field, we're looking at expansion of basically pretty much finishing off our sportplex. Probably could be improvements to the golf course. It's just like, it depends on what the bid, when Dom and his team put together a committee, what they'll be striving for. Plus, we don't know there may be other sports, because the way the bid works is provincial sport organizations may want to host here as well, may want to be a part of those games. So with that comes more sport, more everything, so.
So positive for the community.
You know, it's unreal, like the amount of infrastructure that's going to be required, but in my opinion, I think that fast tracks us into getting more work done and getting more facilities for our people. Again, even if we don't get the bid or aren't successful with the bid, I think we're still in dire need of those facilities.
Do we know how many people are bidding on this?
No, we won't know.
No,
Bid don't close until, I think it's next month. I think it's
Okay.
mid-June, I think the bid closes. This is why we had to get this done now.
Exactly.
So basically, what we're providing is a letter of recommendation to the bid committee.
Yeah.
Any other discussion? Okay, none being heard, we'll call for a vote. All those in favor
Aye.
indicate with aye.
Aye.
Okay, that motion is carried. And now I'm going to turn to Councillor Dyson, because I know she's got it right in front of her, for the approval of checks, please.
Okay, I motion that council approve checks in the amount of $1,064,716.39.
Moved by Councillor Dyson. Do we have a seconder?
I'll second that.
Seconded by Councillor O'Dell, that we approve checks for the month of May in the amount of $1,064,716.39. Any discussion? No discussion being heard. We'll call for,
sorry,
oh,
just
yep, you
one.
do.
The one that jumps out is the big one, Viking CIVES Limited.
Okay, check number 30314, CAO. Can you enlighten us?
$361,434.
Viking Sieves.
Yeah.
Chives. Okay, so big stack of checks in front of her. We're going to make the CAO dig through, but it is
It's just a substantial amount,
30314.
almost $400,000.
This check is for one invoice, and this was for the new Sander dump truck.
Okay,
and
perfect.
truck that we received, that was on display the day.
I got the
Replenishing
chance.
the fleet.
I got the chance to get behind the wheel of that one during our municipal week open house. And yeah, I'm not going to be applying for a job as a sander, but it was very lovely, yes.
So in other words, well worth it.
Any other discussion? None being heard, we'll call for a vote. All those in favor indicate with aye.
Aye.
Aye. That motion is carried and the checks are approved. Now move to Counselor Forum, and I'll do this in a nice, neat, not helter-skelter way. We'll start right to my right with Counselor Dyson, please.
Thank you, Councillor Rumbold. I'm just going to start off with some condolences, sadly, to the families, I should say, of Pam Wagner and Ruth Maidment, Perry Best, Flo Edmonds, Christina Nuna, Mrs. Brenton, and my friend William Ikusik from Nain. So it was a lot of families mourning up and down the coast of Labrador and in this area. So condolences, of course, on behalf of council to all those. Hats off to the cleanup crew around town. We see a lot going on there. It's great to see the community getting clean and the pickups that are scheduled to be started on the streets. Congrats to Kim Oliver and Uncle Wally on their election with the Nunatsiavut government. We have, just a reminder that the town has a job fair this Friday happening at the Central Labrador YMCA that Margaret's been working hard on. So we'll hope to see, a lot of people out there. Councillor Winters mentioned the upcoming Lab Cup. Of course, we just finished the Junior Lab Cup, which was a huge success. And we talk about all of the finals and the championship games, and there was none more exciting than the lineup of Kaylee Weber and Kaylee Rumbold and Charlie McNeil, which were the under 11s, under 9s, who went into 2 5-minute overtimes, a sudden death overtime, and a shootout to determine. It was the most exciting championship I've seen. It was just like watching Chase-On's dogs, but they were amazing. And the final score was 5-4 for their team, and Kaylee Weber scored all 5 of those goals. So that was great to see. Looking forward to the upcoming Lab Cup, of course, this coming week. And Go Dogs Go, and we also have the Nunatsuk team, which translates to Big Land. So that's a team of upcoming youth, first time competing in the Senior Lab Cup as such a junior team. And I told Carlos Sparing that they're going to be the next Chase-On Dogs, and I totally offended him because he thinks they're going to be the next Lewis Concrete. So anyway, hope to see you guys at the arena. That's all for me.
Thank you, Councillor Dyson. Councillor O'Dell.
Just a brief message from myself, and that's basically about safety. So summer is around the corner. There are people are on the go walking, biking, scooters are on the go, very much so in this community. So just a shout out to or note to the drivers to be cognizant of that, especially in the twilight hours, and make sure that safety is a top of mind for the summer. Also, one point is that spring cleanup, I think, is around the corner as well. It started. So again, for the residents of Happy Valley Goose Bay, just to be aware that spring cleanup is ongoing. If you have anything that's required disposal, move to your front yard on the road, and I guess the town would take care of that for you. And it's a good opportunity now to clean up some of the properties. If you have some stuff over the winter or whatnot, or just things that's been laying around you want to get rid of, this is a great opportunity to make short of those items, and the town will take care of it for you gladly.
Okay, is that it for you? Thank you, Councillor O'Dell. Councillor Winters.
Yeah, just a couple things. And again, congratulations to the Lake Melville Lake Melville Soccer Club, for another successful Junior Lab Cup. Looking forward to the Lab Cup, actually this weekend, and like Councillor Dyson stated, Go Dogs Go. condolences to one more family aside from what Councillor Dyson mentioned, is the family of Leah Brumfield. A lot of relatives here that work for the town know who she was, and condolences go out to the Brumfield family. Also, I know it wasn't mentioned here, but I think it's going to be on the agenda for Council of the Whole, is the bike path is not permitted. ATVs are not permitted on that bike path. It looks inviting, it looks nice and big and wide, but I've been hearing from the community and some people that they were almost clipped by kids using ATVs on that bike path, and they're not permitted on there. And I think we're going to be working with the RCMP and MEO to get something done to make a blitz and getting these people ticketed or impounded or whatever, because that has to stop. The purpose of that bike path is for people on non-motorized vehicles, such as bicycles, people accessibility between Upper Valley and Lower Valley for people in scooters with disabilities, and people who like to go for a walk. It's not permitted for ATVs or side-by-sides. So please, if you let your children out and use those types of vehicles, we have trails for that, and that bike trail is not one of them. And other than that, that's it for me.
Thank you, Councillor Winters. Councillor Williams.
Thank you. I just wanted to take a moment to thank town staff, my fellow members of council, and the greater community for their patience and understanding, because I've been out of town for the past month. And I really appreciate the effort staff have made to keep me connected and informed while away. I'm also grateful for the support and kindness that's been extended to me throughout that time. I'm still very much on the learning curve, believe it or not, in this role. And I continue to appreciate the patience, collaboration, and encouragement from both council and staff. It's made a huge difference. And I also just wanted to say that being away has reminded me just how much I value home. There's something really special about Labrador, about Goose Day. The people, the warmth of the community, and the familiar faces, and the way people genuinely look out for one another. I'm going to be very happy to be home again in the next couple of weeks, and I'm really looking forward to getting back. Thanks.
Thank you, Councillor Williams. Mayor Pomeroy.
Yes, thank you, Councillor, and I don't have much to say. I just want to thank you very much for the great job you did tonight in chairing the meeting and kept everything under control. I know it's not an easy job, as you can appreciate, and certainly appreciate your efforts tonight. And thank you to council for a good meeting, and thank you for staff for all preparation that was involved. I'll leave it at that. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. So your chair is super comfortable, and I may swap it out for mine over at the other end of the table.
Done
So if you
deal.
come back and your chair just doesn't feel right, it's because I stole it. So going last.
Councillor, I will just say, you're more than welcome to do it in about 3 years.
Going last is difficult. Everything's been said, but I always can come up with something. So I wanted to mention Municipal Awareness Week, which has just clued up. Anybody who follows our social media was given the opportunity to see some spotlights on some of our amazing town staff. And we also had a barbecue out here, out front of the town hall. When I said I got a first-hand view of the new sander, I really got a first-hand view. So one of the town employees, thank you, Mr. Pelly, took me over to the new rig, and I got to get up into the driver's seat. But it's a great opportunity. Municipal Awareness Week gave us that opportunity to spotlight the fabulous people that run this town, and we cannot thank them enough. I'd like to say thank you to our delegates who spoke here this evening. Again, we are always open and welcoming to people coming and presenting to council. You just contact us, register as a delegate, and you have the opportunity to make your concerns heard. So we do have the policy and the procedures for that on our webpage. We're about to enter June month, and June month is generally the month for grads and dads. But we've just seen our prom commence here for Mealy Mountain, and next week we'll be having our College of the North Atlantic graduation. So, you'll see young people out there pounding the pavement, looking for jobs, looking to start their summers or start their post-secondary or their academic endeavors. So just want to wish congratulations to all those who've just finished or who are about to embark on new chapters. We celebrate your successes in our community. Councillor Odell mentioned a little bit about safety and cleanup, and I wanted to mention, I was at a meeting earlier today, and just in general conversation, there was some discussion on the town released a public safety notice regarding fuel storage. And I just wanted to touch on that because I think when the town releases these things, you have to take it for the intent, which was to make people aware of it through a safety lens. We all know that we are headed for an increase in gasoline prices. And many people, fiscally, it is the smart thing to do to purchase your gas in advance. What the town is saying to you is to be safe in your storage of excess fuel, that make sure you use approved containers and that you store it in a safe way. We don't want anybody's shed going up in flames. We don't want anything to happen because of unsafe fuel storage. And again, in that fire lens, there is that program, Fire Smart Canada. Chief Butler has recommended that any residence, it tells you how to be fire smart at home, to protect your home, and each of us needs to do our own part to make sure that as we start to head into warmer weather, that things like exhaust pipes and cigarette butts that are discarded without thought, carelessness can lead to tragedy. So I just ask that everybody, just kind of use your fire eyes or your safety eyes as we come into the warmer weather. And the very last thing for me, everybody's saying about, I don't know about these dogs, but R&R Plumbing, mom's boy, I got your back. I'm going to cheer for you. And your Aunt Lori is going to be cheering for you too. But I again hope to see everybody at Senior Lab Cup, and the passes are available for purchase this evening in 10 minutes from now, so folks can head out to the arena and purchase a tournament pass and get out there and support our local athletes.
Go Dogs, go!
With that, I'll call on the staff if they have anything to add. CAO, please.
I'd like to mention as well with the cleanup, we know this is the time of year where residents and businesses alike go to clean up their own properties or make a community effort to clean up areas, and the town has hired cleanup crews that will be going around cleaning up roadside ditches, etc. I would just ask people, take a look around as you see the clean areas, take some pride and think twice before you throw something out your window, whether it be a cigarette butt or a Tim Hortons cup. Just please take pride in your community and refrain, take it home with you, put it in your garbage container. The second last thing, we started off the meeting tonight with a proclamation for Recreation Month. There will be a post tomorrow, social media post out there about some events coming up for Recreation Month that the CSR department's going to be working on. I encourage everybody to check it out. And that's just a little teaser.
Thank you very much. Ms. Eddy, anything to add? Okay, Mr. Dillon.
No, thank you, Councilor, I'm fine.
Margaret? Okay, thank you to our staff for being here this evening. And I'd call for a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn. I get to bang the gavel.